Welcome to Awaken Your Soul's Unlimited Potential. My name is Eva and I'm so happy to have you here with me. So today I want to talk about something that I've really been reflecting on, which is all about tapping away from the energy of fear. And why I want to talk about this is the fact that I've noticed the world that we're living in right now, there's a lot of fear that is being preached all around. Like you turn on the news, you go to social media, the only thing that you see, most of the things that come into your view are things that make you feel fear or anger or frustration or sadness, right? Like it's very rare to come across a video that completely uplifts your mood unless you're actually looking for it. And it's really saddening to see, and I get it why how people can get so depressed at the state of the world to the point that they're actually giving up hope and wondering, why do I even need to try to do anything different in my life, because that's all I see all around me. And I have to share that one thing that really used to bug me, mostly when I will go on social media and scroll, is to see like a lot of the videos that were sometimes coming to my feed were videos about racist people, people being subjugated to racism. And that used to anger me so much because I really don't believe that anyone is better than the other. I've never subscribed to that. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what gender you are. I don't care what kind of money you have. There is no one better than the other. That's something I subscribe to. So when I see someone being put down just because of the skin of their color, and that is what people seem to focus on mostly, it really saddens me at the state of the world, because when you're looking at it from a spiritual perspective, when you go now to a soul level, our souls don't have colors. Okay, they do have colors if you're looking at the spectrum, right? Red, yellow, green, and all that. But our soul doesn't know gender, doesn't know tribe, doesn't know race, doesn't know religion, right? We just exist as energy. Energy goes where you focus your energy at, right? That's what defines energy. So there's no point that your soul is ever gonna say that, maybe probably I've lived so many lifetimes, so I'm better than you, right? Or maybe I have so much wisdom inside me, so I'm better than you. That's never happened at an energetic level. But us, on a physical level, it just seems like we've adopted this belief that we have to be better than the other person, because what has been ingrained in us is the whole thing about competition and comparison, right? So you compare yourself to other people, not in a good way of like, I like what that person is doing, so I want to be like that person. What can I do to be like that person? Not in that kind of good way, but it's kind of like, I hate the fact that that person is doing better than me. How can I make sure that I work so hard so that I pass this person in whatever point in their life they're in, right? And that's a really sad state of affairs. But what I realize also is that me giving into the anger, me giving into the fear doesn't really help the situation. Because if that's the energy that we're all putting out, right? We watch these videos, we watch the news, and all of us are feeling the fear and the anger and the frustration, right? With how the world is right now. How exactly is that handling the situation? Because to me, it kind of seems like most of us are making it worse by giving in more into the fear. It doesn't even matter if at all it's you're triggered by that. Also on your day-to-day events, right? The people you interact with, if at all the energy that you're mostly tapped into is the negative kind of energy, then trust me, the only thing you're doing for this world is making it a worse place, because there's no way that you can ever defeat fear with more fear. You just add on to the fear. You cannot defeat anger by giving even to more anger. You make the anger even stronger. So the best way to kind of like remove some of this power from the fear and the anger and the frustration that we all felt, it's to tap into emotions that counteract those emotions, those negative energy, right? So if it's fear, can we tap more into love, right? Because I believe love is the most powerful force in the world. I had a phrase recently from one of my mentors. They say that the people who are actually engaged in the evil doing in the world, you can't beat them at their game, Remember, they've had decades and decades of preparation to do whatever they're doing right now. They wake up, they breathe, they eat, they sleep, they sleep all this evil doing they're doing in the world. So there's no point you in whatever capacity you're in right now. There is no area that you actually be able to beat these guys at their own game. They're like skilled masters in the evil doing. You can't beat them at their own game, okay? But what you can do is tap into the energy of love. The minute you tap into the energy of love, you actually have a way of counteracting the fear and whatever energy that they're putting out, because the one thing that these people can do is love. The one thing they can do is compassion. The one thing they can do is forgiveness. And that is a superpower that you have in yourself. So if you're wondering about how exactly can I deal with all this fear, the anger, and the frustration I'm seeing in the world, it's not by being more angry, it's not by being more fearful, it's actually by tapping into more positive energies. That is how you contribute to actually dissipating this energy that's already in the world. So if you want to see the world change all around you, you gotta start with yourself. Okay? You have to start by changing the emotions you feel inside. And once you start sending these positive vibrations all around you, guess what? It has a ripple effect to the people around you. And then in turn, also start tapping into the higher positive emotions. It kind of now starts having a ripple effect with your community, with your city, with your country, and all that. But the minute now you decide as a group that you're gonna sit down and you're going to sorry to say this, but bitch and moan about the sad state of affairs in the world, there's literally nothing you're doing there. You're making that situation worse. So my message to you is that try and see whatever emotions that you're feeling that's putting you in a negative energy, don't give into that. Tap into higher vibration emotions and you'll watch that fear, that anger just dissipate magically. I've said this a couple of times in my previous videos, when I used to work in such a high pressure environment, and there was a lot of, I would say, toxic energy, right? And some of it was conscious, some of it was unconscious. That's how people are. Some of it's people who just woke up having the worst day possible and they come and give you that energy. It was a lot, right? And at first, yes, I was angry. Yes, I'd complain. Yes, I was disappointed. Yes, I was frustrated. But my situation never got better. In 7 years, I was miserable. I was sad. I will complain to everyone just how miserable I was in that place, right? But you know what actually started changing the environment for me? It's when I started tapping into the emotions of love and forgiveness. Like literally every morning, I just wake up and send love to my colleagues, to my clients, to my environment. I will just send love and love without fail. And trust me, the energy all around me just started shifting just from me changing myself. Suddenly, the people who were actually giving me problems, they kind of like seemed to disappear, you know. And without me having to do anything, like literally, I didn't have to physically go and remove them. They just stopped showing up in my space. And I was at peace. And realized that again, for 7 years, I was in the energy of anger, frustration, complaining, and all that. It never served me. And the minute I started sending love and forgiveness to these people, within a couple of months, everything around me has shifted. So love and any other positive vibration emotion, it's the most powerful superpower that you have. So tap more into that. If you want to see the world, the state of the world change, you need to feel more positive vibrations within your being. I'll also give another example of something that I heard from Aaron Abke, who's an amazing teacher in the Ra material, right? The law of Ra, I think. Okay, but he basically teaches about the Ra material. You can go and Google him. His name is Aaron Abke, but he says that what usually happens in the divine world, right? Because we always assume that the negative people are going to go to hell, right? And I'm not here to like argue with you about your beliefs, right? We all have our beliefs, whatever works for you. If at all it gives you positive vibes, go for that. I'm not here to counteract that. But he says this. We assume that there is like a whole force of good and bad, like in the divine world, right? Like it's always the good trying to fight the bad, right? Like there's a war going on, right? But what he said is that how the positive beings normally deal with the negative beings, because there are positive and negative beings, how they normally deal with them is just by sending love. Because you know what love does to these beings? They're scared of love because it actually removes or just kind of like dissipates some of their power away. The minute you send love to a negative being, they can't stand that because it takes away from their own polarity, it takes away from their energy and their own power the minute you give them love. So there's never a point where a positive light being is ever going to be fighting off a negative light being, like physically fighting, forces of good and evil, like what we see in the movies with Star Wars and Star Trek and whatever, you name it, right? It's never like that. Literally, the only way that the negative beings are defeated is just by sending them love. Love they're scared of. So, my message to you is if you want to see the world around you change, gotta be more positive. Don't give in into those negative vibes. They're not serving anyone. And most especially, you don't even have to change the world. Sometimes I actually stopped watching news at some point because it was so depressing for me to turn on the news all the time. And the only thing I'll see is negative, negative, negative feedback all the time, right? And sometimes also the kind of energy, the kind of things that are in our feed, they might convince you that the world is a certain way when it's really not. To be honest, it got to a point where when I saw a positive kind of like vibe video online, I'd be amazed. I'd be like, whoa, there are actually good people in the world. Whenever I saw a compassionate act filmed online and someone shares, I'm sure you've seen the videos on YouTube. There's so many of them, right? I'd be so touched by that because I thought that is so rare, but it's not. It's actually not rare. I'm sure if you look around, you'll see so many compassionate and loving acts all around you. It's only that whoever is running the world does not want us to see that. They want us to see the fear. So my advice to you, if maybe you're thinking that the world is such a messed up place, no, that is what a lot of these people want you to think, so that you give into more of the energy that they're putting out. But if you cannot at all, if it's possible, just stop first of all feeding yourself this kind of things into your stop putting them into your environment, right? See how you can actually now start bringing positive vibes into your environment, watching more light-hearted, you can watch comedy, you can watch videos, anything that just puts you in a high vibration, because once you do that on the external world, it's easier for you to tap into this energy on the inside world. Meditate if you don't meditate. Meditation is such a good state of tapping into your inner being, and your inner being is all about love, compassion, wisdom, non-judgment. There's nothing like competition or comparison when it comes to your soul. If you can find ways to really cultivate that energy from the inner being, the better for you. It will be so much easier for you to deal with all this negativity that's in the world, right? And the minute you change that and you change your environment, then now we just start seeing the world change magically. So that's my message for you today. I hope you resonated with everything that I've said. Comment down below if you resonated with anything. I'll love to hear your perspective on that. And just to say thank you so much for tuning in until this far. I have this amazing meditation that I've prepared for you. A very powerful meditation to help you shift from this negative energy vibe into high positive vibe within a couple of minutes, right? If you constantly deal with stress, anxiety, frustration, depression and all that, you can do that. You can actually shift your energy in just a couple of minutes, and this meditation I prepared for you is a brilliant way to get started. It's actually an active kind of meditation, so it's not all about just sitting and being with your thoughts. It's actually active and gets you to move certain things in your body. So it's kind of like meditation, but it's also helping you rewire your being on a physical level, so not only on a mental level. So if you're curious about this, make sure you check out or download get access to the meditation down below in the description box. And as always, I end my video by sharing how I can actually help you tap into this higher states of being always. If you want to feel calm, peace and blessed like all day long, and it's actually possible to tap into those energies, because I'm a testament to that. I rarely get triggered by so many events around me because I've actually found a way to rewire my body to not get so triggered by these events. So for me, I would say 90% of my day is usually spent in a state of inner peace, bliss, and place, and calmness, and all that. And this is what I want for you. This is what I want to see in the world. So if you're struggling with this low vibe emotions, low vibe thoughts, if you're struggling with constantly not even knowing how to tap into your soul, into your inner guidance, and you want connection with that, I do work with an amazing method called quantum flow, which is all about rewiring your body at a physical level. The thing that most people don't know is that yes, you can work on your mindset, right? You can do all the kind of mindset techniques possible, meditation, all, and you name it. But at all, if you're not rewiring your body at a physical level, your nervous system, where a lot of your stories are stuck, there's only so much you can do with your mind, because your body still stores a lot of emotion, a lot of trauma, a lot of wounds. So if you're not working with that together with your mind, literally you always find yourself back to the spot you were in. So if you want to release all the trauma, the emotional wounds, the negative patterns you've been carrying with you all the way from childhood that are still creating the reality you're in right now, if you're ready to release the negative beliefs that make you believe that the world is a certain way when it's really not, you can check out the Quantum Flow link down below, or even go ahead and book a discovery call with me if you love to learn more about this amazing technique that I've done for a couple of years. And trust me, it works like magic. If you want to rewire your nervous system, tap into higher states of being in your physical, emotional, mental being, if you want to tap into that, make sure you check out the Quantum Flow link down below if you're ready for the book a session, or if you want to know more, book a discovery call with me, and I would love to share more knowledge with you. And the other modality I do work with is all about rewiring yourself now at a soul level, your soul blueprint. A lot of the stories and the experiences that we've attracted into our life currently, a majority of them have nothing to do with the current life we're living. They're all tied to our past lives. All the negative choices and the mistakes we made in the past that we keep on carrying along to each lifetime we incarnate to, and attracting them in order to help our souls learn, evolve, and grow. A lot of people are stuck in the same patterns because they keep on making the same choices over and over again, and they have no knowledge about how they're creating their reality. So if you want awareness to know actually what your soul story is, what mistakes you made in the past that you might be currently repeating right now, if you're ready to tap into your soul identity, who are you? What gifts were you given? A lot of people don't even know their gifts, don't even know what they're here to contribute to the world, because all of us has our own unique set of gifts that we were given, that we're supposed to tap into to create a better experience for ourselves. If you're ready to actually learn ways that you can raise your vibration, right? If you're ready to discover, to heal on an energetic level from all this negative karma that you've been carrying with you for all that time, make sure you check out the soul element link down below to book a session with me. If you have more questions, you can book a discovery call with me also as well, and ask any question that you have for me. For now, I'm sending you so much love. Hope that you have subscribed to my channel. If you haven't yet subscribed, make sure that you subscribe, and also click on the notification bell that's next to the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any content I put out here. Sending you so much love, and I hope I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.